Today, the MTA and the LIRR Workers Union did not meet. That at the bargaining table after contract talks broke down on Tuesday. Both sides here, they don't have a date attached. Now, we are now just 5 days away, though, from that possible shutdown, which could cause huge problems for nearly 300,000 rail riders. Unions, they've threatened to strike at 12:01 on Sunday morning if a deal is not reached. And the MTA has launched a radio ad for their part, not tamping down here the possibility. In fact, they're urging customers to be prepared if workers walk off the job.
A message for Long Island Railroad commuters. The MTA and railroad unions have not yet agreed on a new contract. The union could strike starting July 20th. Should this occur, we urge you to work from home, telecommute, carpool, or use existing bus service.
Work from home. The MTA offering workers a 17% pay raise over 7 years with modest health benefit contributions. Unions, though, they want that same raise, but instead of over 7 years, they want it over 6. And they don't want to pay for health contributions, period. Well, tonight, Samantha Liebman reports a potential blow that a strike could bring to local businesses.
The region served by the Long Island Railroad stands to lose $50 million a day in economic activity if a Long Island Railroad strike happens, and the losses will be felt as much in the city as they will on Long Island, according to Deputy New York State Comptroller Ken Bleiwas.
A very large percentage of the Long Island Railroad commuters are traveling to the city for jobs there, so there'll be a large impact on productivity.
The MTA's contingency plan can only accommodate a fraction of the 300,000 daily commuters who depend on the LIRR, but some commuters at Penn Station say they or their employers have alternate plans.
Well, we're contemplating the hotel room idea.
My company might provide like a shuttle, but we'll see.
They may take some rooms for people in the city.
I'm going to have to work from home. I don't think I'm going to be able to go in.
Yeah, put some extra hours in, make some extra money, and get home when I can.
Working overtime and staggering your hours is a good idea, but the best, according to Bleiwas, is to telecommute or stay in the city because commute will have a negative impact.
Even the people who do get to work, it's not going to take them the usual amount of time to commute. It's going to take them longer to get in and take them longer to get home, so there'll be fewer productive hours at work.
And the MTA's contingency plan will inadvertently affect those who already live in the city by putting more commuters on subways and roads.
There's this impact, for those who make use of the alternatives, which would be taking the highway or the subways or the buses. That's going to impact other people and create a situation of overcrowding or gridlock.
Now, the comptroller notes that a strike could also affect tourism in the city, specifically discretionary trips in for dinner and a Broadway show, which will negatively impact tax revenue in the city. However, it looks like hotels may just pick up the slack. At Penn Station, I'm Samantha Liebman reporting for RFL.
Now, here are some of the contingency plans the MTA has rolled out. It calls for telecommuting, 350 buses, park-in rides, ferry, and HOV lane changes. It can only accommodate a fraction, though, of the more than 300,000 daily commuters who use the LIRR. Scott, you still think there's a lot of posturing? You think a deal gets done?
My sense is that there is. And that's not from any internal knowledge. It's just everybody's got a public position. The governor's taking his position was, well, we can get through this. Everybody's got a place in this kind of kabuki dance, I call it. And this kabuki dance will end up, remember the old shifts when you had a shift car?
Yeah.
There's what they call a friction point. Unless you get to that friction point, the car won't go. We haven't reached the friction point. Friction point sometime on Saturday.
So at the end, it is an election year, shockingly. The governor gets something done. He gets on the white horse and says, we've got a deal.
I think Friday or Saturday, more like Saturday, up until the 11th hour. The governor makes a couple of phone calls. The unions get in line. Management gets in line. There's a deer, and everybody has a sigh of relief.
And Andrew, real quickly, they're not that far apart. You think it's an easy deal to broker?
Yeah, it's the young MTA workers and whether they contribute to their health benefits. I think if the union can give on that, then they're seeking a 6-year deal as opposed to a 7-year deal that's being offered by the MTA. If the MTA gives on the years and gives the year back, then you can have the MTA workers give back the benefits.
RFL will be right back.